I hail from just outside the kingdom of Andenor, but I heard some rumor of confounding lore all the way from Vander. The hamlet was quite quiet, and if you could only barely spy it, a place to mill about or tour for the beauty of the gander. The people were fairly pleasant, and the tavern's roasted pheasant was a dish to try. A place of fair trade where deals were often made, be it selling or to buy. At the time where one would lay their head upon the pillow, underneath the weeping willow the satyrs would be prancing with the sprites that were all fiercely dancing in the lively village square. They'd play the flute to the rhythm of the lute without a single care. The townsfolk at the inn of Drowsy Dragon would make merry with a brimming flagon full of maple pumpkin ale. But I say to you forthrightly, not to take this all so lightly, for much is hidden under midnight's cloudy veil. If I'll be so candor, far off from the warming fire of that inn's hearth, from the town's fellowship and mirth lie the scourge of that little hamlet Vander. He used to be a townie who'd protect it from the boggart and the brownie, even wicked mages. He'd give the shop swift relief of the bandit and the thief who'd robbed them of their wages. But now if you would count yourself as wise, walk only when the sun will rise, for there's an evil in the moon. But the maker of a melancholy howl mingled with a snarl and a growl sees it as his boon. Whispers of a voice feminine and charming, soft and disarming, would cause his blood to boil. By her chant, heavily he'd pant and would dig at the muddy soil. Painfully grew the claws out of his hands, turning to bony, bleeding paws larger than a human's head. Below his enlarged, wolfish snout his teeth fell out, replaced with grotesque orange fangs. Smitten with harrowing hunger pangs, his eyes were glowing red. Scarcely would a random drunken rover know their life was over with a powerful bite. His body turned into a patchy black fur blanket, the victim a rag doll, back and forth his neck would crank it from left and then the right. The village saw the witch's symbol carved into the body by a creature quick and nimble. On all the porches they had lit their flaming torches to hunt that dreaded hound. He sat bare in the town square and in much confusion after this horrifying delusion, but was again called upon by her voice enchanting. How it dulled the wild ranting of his neighbors all around. Once more his mind would reel, and he tore to piecemeal half the citizens before fleeing to the glen. It said that every now and then, coming from a distant den, you could hear, if at night you would meander, a chilling howl pierce the air through that ghostly town of Vander.